It's showtime. Hi.
Hello,
Hey,
Megan.
I like your
I
shirt.
got to see you this morning in
I
person.
know. And we were matching.
I know. I like your shirt too.
Yeah, we were both at
Yay.
Meals on Wheels this morning with the Bakery Box and It's a Pair Catering. That was such a fun volunteer opportunity. We had gloves on and everything. But if you are looking for a great volunteer opportunity, that's the place to go. It's every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. is, packing up the food for the residents around town. And then 10 a.m. to 10:45 is the delivery. So if you want to
That's
volunteer for that, that's a great opportunity. Just let us know. We can get you in contact with who you need to talk to about that. So,
Yeah, it is. It was really a lot of fun, and there was some high school students there, and some
mhm.
retired folks there, and some folks that are still not working because of the COVID or working from home and have a little more flexibility. But it was great. I think they delivered around 500 meals to people in the White House area. So it's a great program, and we really are thankful for Cynthia and Kim and Sarah at the Bakery Box and It's a Pair Catering. And then they've got so many other businesses that are partnering with them and
Yep.
providing things at cost or at no cost. And so it's just a great time that our community has come together to lift one another up, just like White House always does. Um,
That's right. But yeah, it's
yes.
good
And
seeing you this morning.
it was. It was nice to see you too. We got to see Susan, who is probably watching us. But, on Thursday, Susan is going to join us. So the Chamber Chicks will be back together, but Susan's going to have on her museum hat and she is going to
Yep.
talk to us about White House History Wednesday. She has started a virtual tour of the museum and she does a very small clip every Wednesday and features some of the things that are in the museum or in the White House area that are have to do with the White House history. So we're very excited to welcome our good buddy Susan and talk about what she's been doing. We've all been learning and adapting during COVID-19. And
Mhm.
that's one of the things that Susan has adapted so that you can't come in and see the museum, but she's still going to let you learn about White House. And another big part of lifting people up is our senior showcase, which I think I said Megan was going to talk about that, but now I'm talking about it. So, the senior showcase, we have partnered with Tal Plumley at Farm Bureau Insurance, and we all just have a heart for our seniors that were graduating this year and they're not getting to experience some of the things that you normally would as you graduate. So, we are highlighting those seniors on our billboard in town and also on Facebook and at the sign in front of the chamber. So, just one little way that Tal Plumley at Farm Bureau Insurance and the White House Chamber want to recognize the achievements of our students in the community.
Yeah, and so talking about showing love to our seniors, we also want to show love to our White House businesses that are opening and are reopening or have already reopened. We want to give you guys a little red ribbon to place on the front of your door so that you can, tell the community that you're open and ready for them to come back in and shop or see you and things like that. So here's some quick little steps for you to get in contact with us about how you can get your ribbon. And we'd love to get that out to you. So just let us know if you're interested in that, and we'll get you your ribbon.
That's
Okay.
right. We'll deliver your ribbon to
Yep.
you, and then we'll take pictures and post it on social media to help promote the fact that you are reopened and what your hours are. And also visit our chamber website, whitehousechamber.org, and we've got a White House Open for Business page
Mm-hmm.
to give you information on the businesses and their times and things like that. But today we're very excited to have Elizabeth Kozlowski, who is the librarian at the White House Public Library. She's going to join us and talk about how they have met the needs of their customers through this pandemic and what their plans are for the summer as they begin to reopen and get back to new normal. I don't like the phrase new normal, but I guess we don't have a choice. So let's welcome Elizabeth.
Hi guys,
Hi.
Hey.
thank you so much for having me.
We are
So
glad to have you.
thank you. So yeah, as you mentioned, Mandy, even though we've been closed, we are still providing services to our patrons, and we try to put that word out as much as possible to make sure people are aware that even though we are closed, we are still doing lobby pickups, which means if you want items to check out, you can either call or go online to our website and place items on hold. We will pull those items, put them in a bag, and schedule a time for you to come pick them up in the lobby. And the main reason we schedule a time is so that way we have but one person in the lobby at a time, so that way there's not 3 or 4 coming in. So we do schedule times for you to pick up in the building. Another thing we offer is reader advisory. So if you're like, well, I want items, but I don't know what I want to read because I can't come in and browse the stacks, we will pay attention and ask you questions on what items you like to read, what authors you've liked in the past, and we'll try to recommend books and pull books for you. So that way you have something to read and or view if you want DVDs as well during this quarantine period. And the other thing is, if you are still kind of weary of coming out or can't get out, we also have ebooks and e-audiobooks for downloads through our Reads program. You can go to our website again too, and that is a link to Reads on our website. And that link will take you to the online ebook and audio download. You type in your library card number and you select the White House Library, and you can start checking out items for free. If you don't have a library card, Reads right now is offering free library cards to anybody. So all you have to do is just say sign up, and it will let you start checking out for free, even though you don't have the library card at this point in time. Another thing we are offering is the scan and fax services. So again, we're doing a lot of appointments right now. So if you know you need items faxed, you can call us. We'll set a time up for you to come put the items in the lobby. We'll take the items, fax them, and then call you when they're done and schedule a time for you to come pick them up. So we're still offering faxes. If you need copies, we'll do that the same way. And if you need to make prints, we have a mobile printing software called Print. And you can go on and to our website, and there's instructions on how to use Print. And you can basically print to our computers or our printers here at the library, even from home, from the office. You do not have to be anywhere near the library to print these items. So you can print them out, call us, we'll schedule a time for you to come pick them up in the lobby. And a few other things, like I said, we're doing a lot of different things over the phone. So if you needed help with trying to get the ebooks, audiobooks downloaded, we're offering help over the phone. We've had some people call and ask for some assistance with getting their devices set up. So we're still doing device advice over the phone. Our Wi-Fi, we have free Wi-Fi, and it extends to the parking lot. So even though you can't come into the building, you could sit in the parking lot and use our Wi-Fi. And for those that don't have a device at their home and they need to use a computer for unemployment or test proctoring, we are doing appointments for that. We have a laptop set up in the lobby, but because it's just one laptop, again, it's the appointment-based setup. So you need to call, we'll make an appointment for you when nobody's coming to pick up, and you can come in and do unemployment, job applications, test proctoring, and all that. So we are definitely offering a lot while we're closed. We're trying to make sure everybody's needs are being met to the best of our ability. And if you haven't watched, we are doing virtual programs. We've offered story times on our Facebook and YouTube page, and they're linked to our website as well. Tuesday Teens, Readers Advisory. So again, if you don't know what's new, we've actually been doing little videos of what's new, what's been cataloged, so that way you kind of know what you want to check out. And then craft afternoons for kids. So we definitely have a lot that we're offering right now.
Yeah, I want to applaud you guys on your flexibility and your adaptability. You know, nobody was prepared for this. We were at work one day, and then the next day we're not at work anymore. And, you know, we have to figure out how to overcome the obstacles before us. And your team at the library has done a great job. The videos that you guys have put out, and then the services that you're offering to your customers, it's just really been great. And I think too, it's an opportunity for people maybe to learn a little bit more about the services that you provide, because I think sometimes people think, well, the library is books, but you guys are so much more than just books with your programs and your computers and the different things that you have the ability to do. So I hope that when you reopen, you're going to see a lot of new faces because they're going to realize what you have to offer there at the library. And so we were talking before we went on air about the reopen. And so you want to tell us a little bit about what you think possibly, and of course, everything is subject to change as always.
Right. And so those that have been to the library, they're going to see a lot of changes. Those that are new and haven't come and want to come for, our reopening, hopefully we can get a red ribbon from you as well when we do reopen. There will be changes for sure. We're not going to open with our standard hours. Originally we had night and Saturday hours. We're just going to open from 9 to 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday when we first reopen. Just so that way we can have staff on hand to help do all the things we need to do when we're open. The other thing that's going to be a little different is we are going to limit the number of people inside at a time and limit the amount of time you can stay inside. So if you are browsing, you get about 30 minutes to browse. If you're going to use a computer, we're actually asking again that you do appointments just so you can guarantee a spot. If there's no appointments and there's an open computer, we'll let you use it. But the computer sessions are going to be an hour unless you're doing unemployment or test proctoring, then we'll allow up to 3 hours. But again, those are going to be limited. We're going to have some set up for just test proctoring and unemployment, and then some that are set up for more of just job hunting and so forth that are an hour sessions. So you definitely need to be aware of what computer needs you need, what internet needs you have, so that way you know, okay, I need to do this, I need to make appointments, so I guarantee those time slots. Because again, we are going to social distance. The computers are going to be spread out, so we're not going to have as many open and available to the public since everything needs to be about 6 feet apart. Same with the checkouts. We used to check people out, and now we're going to do 2 self-checkouts that the patrons will be using to check out items. So that way to try to limit the interaction with the staff and who's handling what in the building. Now staff will still be on hand. We will be there to help you if you get stuck on the self-checkout. But we have put up guards around the desk to kind of keep us safe, like you see everywhere else now, all the seats, guards that everyone has. And we will have asked that everybody return their items in the book drop outside instead of inside. That's because we're going to take the books to a specific area to clean them before they get put back on the shelf. So we need to make sure that that process stays in place. So yeah, there will be a few changes for sure. It might be a little harder to get in and see things. Most of the chairs and tables are going to be pulled too, because again, we kind of want to limit what surfaces you touch and how much cleaning we have to do to keep everybody safe. But we are excited that we'll at least get to see people again. So
that's right. And that's a big concern. Safety is at the top of the list for the city. And, you guys have got to factor that time in for the additional cleaning and things like that. So I like the way you guys have talked about limiting and staggering people in. I think that's a really good option. Joseph has given us a question here, and he missed it. We did talk about it, but he was asking about doing live stream reading for kids. And so you did say that you have had some children's story time on your Facebook page and your YouTube channel and things for teens and tweens too, right?
Yes. The teens and tweens haven't really been a live story reading. Those were more of a how to do a craft. We've actually done some how to do crafts for kids as well, but Courtney, who's the children's librarian, she still does a story time, which includes dancing. So she'll go through the dances and tell them how to do the dances, and then a story. She'll read the story, and sometimes at the end of the story she'll put a little challenge in there too. I think the last one was because the last book she read was about a ninja, and so the challenge was for you to dress up as a ninja at home and send her a picture. And so a few of those got posted on Facebook. So even if you missed when she posted those, I think she tries to post them at 10:30, which is when our normal story times would be on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. But if you missed it, they're on our website and they're on our Facebook page. If you scroll down, you can see older weeks. So everything is still up there, so you can definitely go back and watch recordings.
That's great. And we'll make sure we post those links in our comments section. So Joseph, you can find that really easily. So Elizabeth, talking about programs for kids and students, summer reading programs are huge for the library. And so you had to adapt a little bit on that. But why don't you tell us what you've got coming up for summer reading?
Right. And this summer is probably going to be very important for kids since they kind of missed their last month of school. And they've already talked about how reading in the summer helps to stop the summer slide, which is a normal occurrence anyway when we're not in a pandemic. That those 2 months of not having school, kids kind of slide backwards a little bit in their education. So with their reading throughout the summer, that kind of helps them keep their educational mindset in place, keeps them learning and better ready to start the next semester or the next school year. So this year, again, summer reading is very important. We are going to change things a little bit. So those that are familiar with the library, there's going to be quite a few changes, but we are still going to have it. So the summer reading program begins June 1st. It is going to be more online based. We're going to use a software called Read Squared, and that is where you will sign up to participate. And kids, teens, and adults can all participate. It doesn't matter what age you are. And you will make an account on Read Square and log your minutes on Read Square. So every minute you read, you can put it into Read Square. You don't have to list each minute individually. Like if you read for 60 minutes, you can go in and just log that 60 minutes. And after certain levels of reading, that's when we're going to give you prizes this year. In the past, you used to be able to do weekly prizes, but now we're going to do it in a tiered system. So the first 150 minutes for the kids and teens will get them a prize. The next 300 minutes will get the kids and teens a prize. 450 will give them a prize. 600, 650, and then 900 completes the program. If they read past 900, which is great, we will then put their names in for prizes at the end of summer that we'll just have a certain number that we'll do a random drawing for those. So we are definitely encouraging to read past 900 minutes, but that's what they do need to read to hit all those tiers. And adults, if they reach that 900, there'll be a prize for them after they hit the 900 tier. And so we are aware that not everybody has internet. And so if you do not have internet or Wi-Fi or device at home to log your minutes, you can get a paper log. But when you come into the library, come back into the library, we'll have a computer set up for you to then click on Read Square and put in your minutes. And so if you come to the library and you don't, like I said, have internet or computer at home, you can make an account on Read Square using one of our computers. We'll have one set up. And then anytime we'll give you the paper log to keep track. You can come in and type in those minutes. Because again, if you read 300 or if you read 300 over the course of 2 weeks and put it on that paper log, you can just upload the 300 all at once on Read Square. So it's very flexible. It's a very flexible program. And it will notify you when you hit each of those tiers. So that way you know, oh, I've reached this level. I know you reached that level. So when you come into the library to pick up your prize, everybody will be on the same page. And again, because we're adapting, if you don't feel comfortable picking up your prize, most of them are going to be small enough that we could mail them to you if you'd like, or you could wait till the very end of summer because again, they're small enough that we could store them and you could just come pick them all up at the end of summer. So we do have some options on the reading portion of Read Square, and the program is going to go all the way through the end of July this year. It's going to end on July 25th. Normally our reading program ends a little bit before then, just so that way kids can get ready for school, going back to school. But this year we're going to go all the way through to the very end of July, just about. So that's the reading portion of our summer reading program. The other thing we will do is we're changing up the programs themselves. Normally we would have live performers in June, and we would have craft days in June, and story times, but of course we have canceled all of our live performances and programs. So the summer reading Fandom Con is going to be canceled for June as well. We are planning to have it again in 2021. We might do a smaller version in the fall, but we'll just kind of wait and see on that. But even though we're still not having performers in June, we're going to try to give you guys something to do. So we're looking at grab and go kits. So in these grab and go kits will be crafts that you can take home and do at home. And then you can bring them back to the library and we can display them, or you can just keep them. So we'll do a new grab and go kit every week in June. And we can you can either come in the library and pick them up, or we can set them up outside, have a station outside or in the lobby for you to pick up if you didn't feel comfortable coming into the building. Again, because I know people are trying to practice social distancing. The other thing we're going to do is some virtual challenges. So some of those might include like I Spy, where you see the picture online and you got to find all the different items in that picture that we post on our Facebook page. We might also post a few digital escape rooms. So if you guys haven't seen those are kind of escape rooms that you do all online. And then we also will do, possibly we're looking into a scavenger hunt around town. So if you didn't have the internet and you're missing out on some of those programs, you could do that scavenger hunt around town where you would go to different places and find the items that we listed. So that's a nice one that would be interactive for kids, but people can kind of maybe stay in their car and not have to be out touching things. So that's what we're planning for June. July, we're hoping that if things are better, we're going to have live performers in July, but that's going to be determined a little bit later. So that's summer reading. Do we have any questions about that?
Yeah, well, I applaud you guys again. Those grab and go kits are a lot of fun. I know that through the school, a couple of the clubs did some grab and go kits, and my kids had lots of fun with that. So that's a really good opportunity for people to do something a little bit different. We did have a question. Harold is wondering if he wants to print off documents. Will he need to make an appointment when you guys reopen?
If he's going to use Princh, he would not have to. He can just print them and come in. He might have to wait in line to come in. Now, if he, because we're actually still going to, when we reopen, try to do the lobby pickup and have a section in the lobby for people that already have their books pulled and want to pick up. And so if he printed and called us, we could probably pull them and put them in the lobby for him to pick up so he wouldn't have to come all the way inside. So as long as he's using Princh, that would be an option. If he was printing from one of our computers to one of our printers that aren't set up with Princh, then he would just need to come inside and wait in line until nobody is there. Well, he definitely probably should make an appointment to use the computer though. If he was just going to make copies, he wouldn't have to make an appointment to use the copier. He would just have to wait in line. But so it just depends on how he wants to print, because we have a few different options. Because again, we're trying to be pretty flexible. So.
Right. And if he has more questions, he can give you guys a call too, right?
He can. We are here Monday through Thursday, 7:15 to 5:15, taking phone calls. So again, we probably won't be here right at 7 when we reopen for phone calls, since we'll be getting book drops and everything ready for opening. But yes, he can call. And again, if he wants to print something now, he has that option. Even while we're closed, he could print, and we could make an appointment for him to pick it up in the lobby.
Okay, good. And then when you guys first opened the library, the Friends of the Library sold the bricks, and you could put names and dedicate bricks and things like that. Is that something that is still available? Are they still selling those?
They were, but I might want to check with the brick company to make sure they're still open, because we would have to drive the bricks down there to get them engraved. So like I said, I know that they were still selling bricks, but I don't know how the companies that we would send the bricks to is going about engraving. So I would probably need to double check and make sure they're still open before we sold any right at this point in time, if that makes sense.
So it's probably, if it's still ongoing, but it may be on pause right now. Correct. Until things, yes. Correct. So, okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. And one thing, we had this conversation with my kids this morning, is that everybody needs to have grace as we are all working on our new protocols and our social distancing and our appointment making and things like that. That is very important that people have a little extra grace, because you guys and all of the businesses and people that are reopening are doing their very best. They are not doing anything to make people, their time is valuable. We all appreciate that. And we just, everybody remember when you wake up in the morning to take a little extra grace with you wherever you go, so that you can share it with the folks in White House.
Yeah. Just remember, your safety is important to us, or we wouldn't be doing these things. That's, it's also, it's about making sure our patrons are safe when they come in, because we don't want them to be unsafe.
Right. And you want everybody to be comfortable when they come in, knowing that because of the precautions you're taking, that they are safe, and that they can trust what you and your staff are doing to keep them safe. So we don't have any other questions. Is there anything else that you want to add for us?
Maybe just again, keep back with our Facebook page or website. And if you guys haven't, we do have a newsletter too that sends out all this information. So if you wanted to subscribe to that, you can email us or call us, and we'll get you on our newsletter that has all of our information. So that way you can be aware of when we do reopen. Because like I said, that date is still not 100% settled on, but we will definitely try to push that out on all of our different advertisings once we do reopen. So.
Right. And we've got in the comment section, we've got your Facebook link, and we'll make sure that we drop that website link in there too. We want to thank you, Elizabeth, today, and thanking you and Matt for what you have done to adapt and still provide to the patrons and to the people of White House. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you in person very soon. And I want to remind our viewers that tomorrow is Wednesday. It is the very first day of the farmers market. The farmers market will be opening again, but of course there will be social distancing protocols in place. They ask that you do wear a mask if you're comfortable doing that, that you try to pay with a card if you can, and that you only bring one member from your household to shop so that we can limit the amount of people there. But we've got 7 or 8 farmers for sure signed up, so it should be a great day. But the market is in the parking lot of the library at 105 College Street, and it's open from 3:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Wednesdays, and it'll be open every Wednesday this summer. So we hope to see you guys at that. And then on Thursday, tune in to join us. We'll have Susan Holcraft with the White House in Museum, and she will talk about White House History Wednesday. We'll see you guys later. Thanks, Elizabeth.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.